We hot. We live. We lit. Get them in the building. You don't want to miss this. The young year is about to twist caps and turn heads. The energy, the 24 elders are here. And they all are putting their information out in their own way. Or their affirmation, mid-information. We about to crack heads and twist caps. Never have it been made so clear. We're gonna keep it clean, YouTube. As always, we got the guidelines down pat right now. We trying to stay in between the guidelines here. But we taking off. We trendsetters. We set the pace for the race. And right now, we speeding up to light speed. We're gonna pass by them on light speed. So we're about to break down time traveling and often being able to control your destiny. We had all the tapes lined up that we're gonna do back to back. That's why we're running them like this, back to back. We got more coming out. We're gonna be on with Roy Hayes this week, the 15th. We're gonna try to get more. We're trying to get the line. We're gonna try to get the lioness then on with us, right? So we can help her out. That sister. Hey, Rob, if you're in the building, we're about to crack heads and twist caps. We're gonna show you what they don't want you to know, what the Anunnakis didn't want you to know, bro. Time traveling, you can time travel and not break galactic law, but to try and travel and alter the reality is against galactic law. Or to go back in the past, you can't really alter the future unless you deal with and alter it right now. You can't really alter the future unless you alter it right now, but you can alter the past. And the reason why we putting this tape out is because we finna get ready to take several criminals, galactic criminals, to court. We're gonna take Enlil back to court, and we filed another new charges against them as part of this RICO, running a RICO against all of these cats, right? It's just conspiracy, and it's racketeering, and what is another word term they use? The one how they rolling Young Thug. It's a criminal organization that's going on here, right? With Enlil in his gang. So we're filing criminal charges against time travel, because we ain't filing charges on him for traveling in time. We filing charges on him for altering time, the past. Because every certain amount of we're gonna push that laptop so we can get the all the stuff pulled up, so we can go into the slides. We got the slides. You know, we're doing the slides now. So we're about to crack heads, and we're gonna file charges against Ashtar Command for breaking galactical law, for altering the time continuation. We also gonna be bringing one of our study scholars that we study with on. Let's show you some clips from him, so he can explain to you time continuation. We got to get this over to you. We got to get this information over to you, because this is where we going. This is where we headed. We about to get ready to go into the 5th dimension. We already into we already in we got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. The only thing that's holding us back is a certain groups of people who still are caught in the time warp of religion and dogma. The people that's caught in religion and dogma is holding the planet back. And that's why certain methods were created by certain groups of extraterrestrial to exterminate these people. Right? You want to get that, go over to the Patreon. We're gonna talk about that. extinction level event. We already talked about it, one part of it, but we're gonna go into the extraterrestrial connection part of it on the Patreon. So certain stuff we can't say because we got to stay in the guidelines and be respectable for YouTube. Shout out the guys at YouTube because they're giving us a chance to get over to our people, but we got to follow their rules, because we got contracts with them. We signed contracts with them. We're doing business. So let me get switched over to that laptop.
Oh, yeah. We about to get into it. Let me get that thumbnail pulled up. We're going to share the screen. And we're going to talk about time travel. How can you time travel? And you can alter your now state, because we got a gift that the Anunnakis were mad about. Well, they knew about this gift, but they didn't want us to ever know about it. They didn't want us to know about it because we can alter what's happening to us. You ain't checked it, the show we put out last night. It's called Foods That Lower Your Electromagnetic Force Field. You want to go check that one out after you get off this one. All right, so we're gonna get into we're gonna bring a couple of scholars on to break down what's happening, to add on a couple of receipts. You know what I'm saying? We got to show some of the receipts, right? Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. If you don't and make sure you do all on the bell. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check with us. Right? We dropping something out every day. We're keeping you busy. And we got guests coming on the show. Next week gonna be busy. I'm getting the brother Lifewave on. Lifewave gonna be on. Rod Hayes gonna be on. The 15th Elder gonna be on. We're gonna try to get, I want to try to get in touch with the brother Neb Haru. And I can bring him on so he can teach the crystal information, because that's we're going into, we restoring our what we knew. The ball must be placed at the spot of the foul. Past interference by the Anunnakis and several other races that's in connection with them, like Ashtar Command. Past interference on the play. So the ball, it's an automatic first down, and the ball gonna be placed at the spot of the foul. The foul was when they came down and said, oh, these niggas going more advanced than us. Or they gonna be, they moving fast. Let's set them back. But we ain't gonna tell Anu, because if we told Anu, then we gotta be held accountable. Then Anu finds out, and he just, it's like you got that sons, Enlil and Inky, like you got two sons. And you could be their dad, you telling them what's right, but the sons gonna always go out and experience and do shit on their own and make mistakes. And so that's what's happening. We're gonna shake hands after this, Enlil, but we got to get the truth out first. Truth got to be told of what the laws they broke. See, ain't no laws against really time travel. The only laws is stipulations, underlines, and articles inside of it that says you can't alter the reality. You can't go back and alter time reality to benefit you or your people. And the Ashtar Command is guilty of that. We're gonna take them to court next. They going to court next. We're gonna RICO them next. Right? Yeah, ball cap disclaimer. Hey, we just like warming up. We warming up. We giving them time to get in here. We warming up, baby. So they like the two sons that you told to do. One son is kind of the good son. The other son, he think he know it all. He think his ego, his ego, and he wanted to take advantage of people because he know more than them. He a bully. Enlil is a bully. Right? But these beings understand what's happening here. They know a lot of science to what's happening here. Keep in mind, everything is being recorded. You have a photon belt. The way Earth set up and Rod Hayes kind of broke it down a little bit with the photon belt. But we'll go to that in a minute. Let me just talk about let me break down these Anunnakis going into the time travel, and then going into how they know we can time travel, and we actually doing it, but we don't realize what we're doing, and we can actually controlling our own destiny. Right? All right, so at one point in time, these you already know the story if you've been with us. The Anunnakis live on what they call a 12th planet, or this big, huge size mothership called Nibiru. Now they on a 3,600-year orbit where it comes into your solar system, right? Every 3,600 years. But these beings had a technology where they set up this solar system and the projection of it where they put a photon belt. So that photon belt is keeping a record of what's taking place here. And it's also keeping a record. This is how the galactic records is being stored and recorded at the same time. And it's governed by the thing called the trilateral constitution, where it's three simultaneously parallel worlds taking place at the same time. In one reality, I'm talking to you right now on live. In another reality, I'm sitting in the living room with my wife watching, my kids watching TV. And then in another reality, I'm headed to the store to get them some food. Right? So it's called a trilateral constitution. That this, the book of life that they call it, which is really the Akashic records, they call it the book of life in Revelations. And that photon belt is recording, and it's recording through you. Everybody here is recording their own lives through your eyes. That's going and being translated through the pineal gland in the form of light frequencies, and then it's being stored in the subconscious memory. And then that's how that's how they able to access this information. They able to access this information through us. We are part of the photon belt. Some of this stuff might go over people's head, but we're recording it, and it's gonna be in the archive. So later on, niggas will catch up, and they'll come back, and they say, "Oh yeah, Young Gilder was okay. I know what he was saying now, right?" So we're about to get into it though. But they come in now. They on a 3,600-year orbit. And keep in mind, what's happening to us here is happening on all the several other planets. Actually, like about 200 other planets in their orbit. They doing similar experiments to these other people. Like, so on one planet in the Anunnaki's projection, they place these satellites to monitor these people. But on one planet, they created a certain type of bacteria or nanotechnology to where they can put it into these people, right? And then they live only 21 days. They age from, like you age on your planet, but say you may age from being born to like 85 years old. So what they did is the Anunnakis run an experiment on the human genetics and the human lineage lifeline. They created a bacteria that they can put into these humans that will speed the aging process up. So they got these Anunnakis got certain types of technology that they can put into you and speed your aging process up. Right? And they're doing this on other planets where it's a planet where the people only live 21 days, then they die, and then they born again. And the Anunnakis monitor them from a satellite to try to see the genetics, how human, it's like an experiment. They're doing this on several other planets. They got one planet where they put a device, where they got a device set up, and the device is controlling their weather. And keep in mind, it's other these Anunnakis, man. There's several beings that's got a beef with them, like the Nomos, because they passed by the Nomos star system and burnt out Sirius B, and that's when the Nomos followed them here. And the Nomos came, they said, since these Anunnakis want to be God over the humans, what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach the humans what they know. They were the serpents that walked in, they lived underwater. They came into the supposedly came into the garden and taught the serpent that, you know, the snake, Nakash, the whisperer, these beings that were in the garden, because they had a beef with the Anunnakis because they burnt out their star. And then when they came here and saw And keep in mind, they originate from this planet billions and billions of years ago. These as the Nagas. These Nagas migrated to Sirius after the planet got hit by Nibiru, or technically it didn't get hit by Nibiru. It got hit by satellite, huge ships that got caught into a magnetic force field after they attacked Meldick, where these reptilians were living. And this Meldick used to be in between Mars and Jupiter. It used to be as a big planet about 2/3 the size of Jupiter. That was right there in that space. They got attacked. Really, they said it was an accident. The Anunnaki said it was an accident, but we really attacked them because we had a beef with them, and we had a beef with the Nomos. When we passed by this, that's why we said it was an accident that that Nibiru drained the energy, because Nibiru have these solar planets on the top, these huge solar planets. Let's see, can we get a picture of that pulled up? Did I put a picture of Nibiru in here? No, we don't got. Let me try to get a picture for you real quick. Let me get a picture of Nibiru and show you the solar. It got a huge antenna that's taller than the Eiffel Tower on the top. And then that draws in electromagnetic frequencies when it passed by these star stations, which the Anunnakis created a lot of artificial stars as like fuse stations for their ships. And keep in mind, it's more than one Nibiru. It's a whole fleet of these ships. It's a whole fleet of them, right? That's designed the same way. And these ships are actually trillions of years old because we designed them before we left a long time ago, big trillions of years ago. We designed them before the Big Bang. The concept of Nibiru was designed before the Big Bang. Right, hold on, we're about to get into it. Let me go to Google, man, so I can show you the Nibiru and how is the top of it. We already got tapes on this breaking down the design. We even got tapes on going and showing you the breaking down the inside of what's on the inside of Mothership Nibiru. Just scroll down the page to the lives, right? We got to get into the time travel, but we got to break this part down. So when we go to court, when we take Enlil and Ashtar Command to court for time travel laws, we can, you already got an understanding on what happened. Okay. I want to find a ship of Nibiru. Maybe I type in Malachi. We're going to say this too. Man, we do it first, man. They follow suit afterwards, right? Hey, Rob Bob, we about to crack heads. We just not getting started. Get them in the building and tell them we going in. Galactic information. I'm going to do a lot of more. I'm going to start back since I got all the other classes done. We still got a couple more Native American classes, a couple more healing classes to put out. And then we're going straight into science and teaching you about galactic stuff, right? Getting brought back to the galactic stuff so we could, because we had to clear it because people were saying it's a lot of stuff going on Earth, but you talk about all this galactic stuff. So we had to go and do all the tapes that they were on there, what they was talking about the Native American stuff. We still got an ancient Egyptian tapes to put out, or the Tamaray or the Natharu tapes to finish. And then we'll have all that done. Then we can bring more of the galactic information back to you, man. Go ahead, finish what we came to do. Put the galactic information out so you can get, because we about to get accepted back into the galactic family of life as a planet. Once we cut Enlil off and these other suckers who trying to take advantage of us. Right, I might type in Malachi because Bob put the best picture out. See, some people's asking. All right, let's blow it up so we can see it. Here you go, right here. Hey, Freedom Master Teacher Naya Malakazi York, man, for putting in that work. Put him in there. Hey, he put in that work, bro. Cracking heads and twisted caps. I think that might be a good enough picture for you. Let's see, can we rock that one? Let's see, can we blow it up? Let's see. So we can show you, man, what's going on here. It's got to be made clear. The photon belt. We're going to get to the photon belt. We're gonna get to how you time travel every night when you go to sleep. And you can, and the bad things, you can see the things and you can alter them if you can remember what happened. That's the only thing about it. You have a hard time remembering. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this kind of blurry, but it's an antenna right here on top of This is what Nibiru will look like. It's about 8 times bigger than your planet. This is what the Anunnakis live inside of this ship. Right? Got huge crystal pearls, rubies. And these pearls the size of, you're talking about the size of United States, size of these damn pearls on the side. But all this whole ship is designed to absorb electromagnetic frequencies and use it as a fuel source. And they got solar panels all the way around the ship by way of crystals. You know, a crystal draws in frequencies, the light frequencies, and then it emits the different colors, right? Especially when you drip it in water, then put it in the sun, it emits the different frequencies. Well, the Anunnakis developed technology to harness this energy and use it as a fuel source, which is really, this is really old technology. Nibiru is, like I told you, it's 76 trillion year old technology. We got new stuff now, right? Where we extract, we got ships that go way faster than Nibiru now, where we extract the nucleus out of an atom and use that as fuel and 0-point energy. And Nibiru's been upgraded several times. This actually is the upgraded one after later on, after the competition 45 billion years ago. That's when we upgraded this and added new ways to draw in energy. Right. But I just wanted to go over there with you about the Nibiru ship. And that shit is like, in diameter, it's like 63,000 and some change in diameter. So you do the math. Earth was only 7,000 miles in diameter and some change. Right? So what we're gonna go over next. So what's happening is, keep in mind how cameras work. When you understand time and light, time is light. Time is emit backwards, meaning energy that's being projected out. So keep in mind how a camera works. A camera takes in electromagnetic frequency and condense it and copy it down on a film or recorder. It captures electromagnetic frequency. Your eyes work the same way. Your eye is a camera for these Anunnakis who understand what you are. Your eyes is a camera. Let's get that. It's a lens. That's why they call it a lens. They have a lens on a camera, right? You have a lens, eye lens. They call it your lens, right? So you are recording nonstop. As long as you're taking in electromagnetic frequencies through the eye follicles to your lens, you're recording. And it's being stored in your subconscious memory. Even things you may not be aware of, like as you driving down the street and there's a red car next to you. You might not say in your mind that's a red car, but your subconscious, your eyes, by way of electromagnetic frequencies, is recording that light frequency or that electromagnetic frequency, that response, that vibration. Because vibration is when you send out a frequency, it bounces back to your eye signal. Your eye translate that into light. You don't really need your lens, your eyes to see. Because your eyes is recording, but your ears is also recording down into your subconscious brain. So and you can close your eyes and listen, and that sound can be sped up into light. Electromagnetic frequencies, then it can be sped up into thought, because sound speeds up into light, light speeds up into thought. Now, I've been said this, and I put it down into the Ascension Manual. Me and 15 been teaching on it years ago. And nigga said Young Gale is crazy, man. We're gonna keep it clean, YouTube. Nigga said Young Gale is crazy. So now we are going to show a video where a dude show you how sound is sped up into light and how light is slowed down into sound. Let's run that clip real quick for him, YouTube. Young Gale gang. Let's run that clip. So when you hear niggas, you close your eyes and listen to a story, and then that story can go into your ears as a sound, and then you can imagine it in your brain, and you creating the electromagnetic frequencies in your brain for it, and it's being recorded in your subconscious, and at the same time, it speeds up into thought. And these three are one. That's what they really mean by these three are one. Sound, light, and thought. These three are one. That's what they really mean by the oneness. We're about to get into it though. We're about to show you some scientific experiments where light is sound is all connected. Right? We already broke this down with the do, re, mi chart, the colors on the chakra chart, the colors on the alkaline chart is all connected. Let's get it, man. Let's get this experiment. We're going into time travel, but we got to build you up on, we got to break down what's happening first. Then we'll go into the time travel, right? So this tape probably gonna be like 2 hours long. But it's all good. We're gonna get it in the archives. So peace, love, bear with us. We finna crack heads and we about to twist caps, man. Right? We got so many tapes out now, it just, we're doing this with ease. We're doing it with ease, man. We're dropping some every day for you. Okay. I don't think this is it. This is my brother Billy Carson. Control. Hey, shout out. Hey, Billy. Hey, be sure to tune in for that the Billy Carson's having in Control Your Destiny.
If you're struggling to lose weight,
you
need to see this right now. A breakthrough 5.
So everybody on the same page right here. That's why Billy Carson, I'm having that convention with him and the Brother B Series. Shout out to Brother B Series. Shout out the 18 elder Billy Carson. Go back and watch that. Who are the 24 elders today? Billy Carson is one of the 24 elders. Right. And this is one of my teachers right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to let him talk to you too on time dilation and all that. But let me get this. We're gonna let him talk in just a second. Hold up. I want to put this out first. It's another we watch everybody. Keep in mind, we watch every party. So we watch everybody. We keep up with what everybody's doing to see what page everybody's going so we can know what level they on. And the 24 elders are here teaching. Man, where is the video? Okay, it's up here. Okay, all right, here we go. And I said, damn, Billy Carson talking about controlling your destiny too. And I'm gonna put a tape out called Time Travel. And so I just added to control your destiny so to line up with what Billy Carson is talking about on the Anunnakis too, because we all talk on the same page. Okay, here we go. Right here. Here you go, right here. Boom. Okay, let's watch this one. So everybody's putting in their work, man, making the connections. Watch this video, how to turn light into sound.
Here's the little project I've been playing with. And
they got it real low.
We'll see if you like it. This is a light probe, I guess you could call it. Basically, what it does is it takes the intensity of the light and turns it into a sound frequency. So let's go over the circuit. Let's start.
Hey, this dude got a regular, like one of them little shells at the stove, and then put wires in it, and then he finna use sunlight. He finna take the sunlight that's coming into the window and make and record a sound out of it. He finna take sunlight and it's gonna come to these panels. It's gonna transfer through these wires and create a sound. Check this out.
I'm telling you, it's using 2 transistors, a 2N.
Hey, Will, there's a couple people out here claiming that title. We'll talk about that in a minute, man. We'll do another part 2. We might do a part 2 today on who the 24 elders is.
2222 in a 2N3906. This one is an NPN transistor. This is a PNP transistor.
No, Billy.
We also have a
Billy Carson is not an agent. Billy Carson is one of the 18 elders. You're gonna hear stuff from him that you never heard. He doing his job. We here to break you free from these beings, these so-called gods who are advanced beings who just got to look, who really you got more knowledge than them. You just don't access it because they keep you with dogma and belief systems. They got all these belief systems to keep us from being free. But we're about to get into it, and energy is free in the universe. That's the main key that I want you to know. That's what this is about. The energy is free in the universe. And all you need is the knowledge to access it. The wealth is free in the universe. All you need is the ideas to access. When ideas is how you generate wealth. So when you get a bright idea, they call it bright idea, right? You get a bright idea, and then you come out with something, boom, it generates wealth. Like the guy that came out with the Ring doorbell, like the guy that came out with DoorDash, like the guy that even invented YouTube. He got the idea, and then he moved on the idea, and boom, he generated wealth. That's how you generate future wealth for your family. You take your ideas and boom, put those ideas in format and put them to play, and boom, you generate wealth. But I don't want to get sidetracked. But Billy is part of the family. He's part of the group, the 7 masters that came here to raise your conscious and awareness. Billy Carson. He's one of the elders here to raise your consciousness and awareness. Some elders that's here, they haven't accomplished the 720 yet. No, I'm not talking about Billy Carson. Billy Carson is doing good, but it's some elders that here, but they want people to follow. I don't want you to follow me. You know what I'm saying? Billy Carson, I don't think he wants you to follow him like that. Like it'll be your God or nothing like that. He just here to raise your consciousness, raise your brain capacity, so that when the time comes, when they call the complete time on this conjure, these people are turning our planet over to us so that we can take care of our own planet and we can live and become an advanced civilization like we were headed before they passed interference to us and stepped in and set us back. Right? But I don't want to get sidetracked. Let me go into this dude turning light into sound from the sun. Right? Check this out.
A low value ceramic capacitor, an LDR, and a 6.8K resistor. And it's powered from a single AA battery. So 1.5 to 1.2 volts. And this is an 8 ohm speaker. So from the positive rail, we have the resistor, and then in series with the resistor is the LDR. Now also in series with that is the emitter of the 2N2222. No, I'm sorry, that's the base. The base, that goes to the base of the 2N22. The emitter goes to ground.
Let me speed it to the part where you show the light.
The light. So we start.
Here you go, right here.
And the collector going to the base of the PNP.
Hey, Robert.
And let's plug it in and see what happens. But first, I'm going to turn off the light. So we start in a low light situation. And if I did this right, we should get a very low frequency. It might even just click. All right, there's a very low sound coming there. I'm going to move my microphone up to the speaker. Can you hear that? All right, I'm going to bring in a little more light. And as I cover and block some of the light,
So as he put his hand over it, changed the frequency of the light. So he turned light into sound. So my when I was telling people that light speeds up into the sound speeds up into light and light speeds up into thought, he proving it right here with the experiment. See, this stuff is about to start happening. The stuff that you thought that was unbelievable and past the past our comprehension is now beginning to come into our comprehension, because the Anunnakis is the ones that put a block on us and said that this right here was out of our comprehension, but it's not. It's simple. It's simple. All the stuff that's here for us to advance is already here. The crystals, the gold, all the minerals for us to advance how we was is already here. We just need the ideas and the information. The information is already here. It's in books. It's in the people's brain, like we putting it out right now, right? So sound, I can tell you a story, right? I can tell you a story, or like you youngsters, when we were young, we used to do it all the time. We used to talk to girls over the phone. We never seen what they look like. We listen to their voice, and then we can imagine that's how the sound of her voice would go into our brains, into our ear. Then it would speed up into light. We'll create an image in our brain with electromagnetic frequencies that's stored already in the brain, because the brain has its own sun in the inside. A converter. It's called a pineal gland, right? And so we imagine what the girl looked like, and we would, based off of her voice, and then that what she looked like would speed up into thought, light, and then light to sound. I mean, well, to from sound to light to thought. Ray Charles did it. He couldn't see. He used to feel the girl's hands and listen to her voice, and he imagined how she looked. He sped thought and feeling and sound up into electromagnetic frequencies in his brain and converted into thought. Man, we told y'all to take the ball cap off before this. This is exclusive. We drop an exclusive hot straight out the oven. We're making that cake for you, right? We're making it happen. We're making it clear. But to get into time travel, we're just breaking this down for you. So when we started explaining time travel, you'll see what's going on. Yeah, you can hear light. It goes vice versa, both ways. Thought slows down into light. Light slows down into sound. Because you think it first, then you see it. At least we hope so. At least we hope so, because some niggas don't think before they say shit. They just say it, right? But the scientific stands to say that, hey, you think of it, then you see it. The brain processes it, then you see it. At least that's how it's supposed to happen. But religion cut that off. Niggas don't even think no more. They just read the Bible and say whatever, they don't even think it out. Just say, and then they say the God, Spirit of God told me to say it. Right? So, yes. Yes, if you asking that question, can you hear light? Yes. Yes. The color red produces the sound do. You have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There's 144 octaves within the one sound, the conglomerates of one sound, which they refer to as the sound, which is the sound that the universe is emitting. The universe is emitting the sound by way of light frequencies and keys. Every sound produces a light. When I hear ding, I say ding. That produces a sound, a light, and then a thought. It's a thought that comes with it. There are beings who speak nothing but sound frequencies. They communicate through sound signals. There are beings here on your planet that communicate through what they call ultrasonic or ultrasound. These whales. Inky came when they designed the whales, the Nomos beings that were here. Inky studied them and said that I could use how they communicate, and I can put it on, make this device and go underwater, and I can use this device to be able to see underwater. And he called it a sonar. Inky created the first sonar and created the first submarine so that he can go underwater. And he was hiding the gold in his underwater castles. Inky had underwater castles here in the Atlantic Ocean and in certain rivers and big ass huge lakes. And he was hiding gold down up under the water and it's using submarines. We showed you the submarines on the wall in ancient Kemet. Right, the dolphin as well. The dolphin is part of the Nomos family. So it's certain Nomos, they use sound frequency to see. They send out a sound wave, it bounces off an object and sends them back a frequency, and that's how they see. Bats use the same frequencies. Bats are blind, they fly at night and in the darkness, and they able to catch prey because how? They send out sound frequencies, and that sound frequency bounce back and gives them an image in their brain, speeds up into light and then to a thought. The light part of it is seeing the image of the insect once they send the sound wave off. And once that sound wave bounce back, they pick up the image. The image is of a certain type of creature or insect. And then they create the thought, this is tasty, let's eat it. Let's chase it, let's eat it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how sound speeds up into light, then to thought. Right? We got several other guys. Here's a guy using laser to create sound. So it's vice versa the other way. How to turn sound into light. So it's vice versa right here. We got another one too. We're gonna bring Neil on. We got Neil. We're gonna bring him on when we go into the time travel and all that. Right?
Hi, drop shippers. It's
like I said, this tape might be like 2 hours long. So it's like a lot we got to go over here. Now, keep in mind, we already put all this information out in the Ascension Manual. If you ain't got the Ascension Manual, you want to get that. The Ascension Manual ain't nothing but $20 donation. But if you want to get you can get all 8 books for the $45 donation by the young elder. And we about to get our books. We got to getting all our books redone and done up real nice. And we're about to put all of them on Instagram, all that, like the websites where we can sell our books on. And we got 4 other books we're going to put out. The Ascension Manual Part 2, the Doctor's Manual, Majesties of America, and the Hustler's Manual Part 2. Where it goes in about the Black Panthers, right? And Elijah Muhammad and how he was hustling with the fish market and all that. So it goes into that on Part 2. And controlling your wealth, your wealth and your destiny. Just like the conference that I say doctor because I think that Dr. Billy Carson, because I think he know more than doctors in that field on he know a lot of information in his fields that he studied. And he actually got boots on the ground, and when he go and do his research, he got boots on the ground. So that's why he one of our main key pivot researchers at this point, right? On far as breaking the spell, right? But we already put this out in the Ascension Manual years ago about how light and all that. So if you read that, you already know that Young Ella was the first one besides my master teacher, because I got the information out of this one little, it's like a pamphlet that it's a pamphlet that the 12th elder sent me that Baba put out called, it was like 3 pamphlets: the Sound Healing, Science of Healing, and there was another pamphlet that I had. I got it over there. I can't think of the name of it right now. But when I read that pamphlet, I was like, dang. So I took what Baba had and just blew it up bigger. Because Baba was telling me when he was teaching me through the mind mail, he's like, this, you got to re-put this information out because it's over people's head. And it missed them when I put it out in the 70s and in the 75, he put this information out. The information that I'm telling you right now about sound and all that, it's already out in a pamphlet that master teacher put out called Science of Healing. Well, he didn't go into the much detail that I'm going in because I blew up. I just took what he had and just added on, built off of that foundation of what he already had put out. And so all the Ascension Manual is like a combination of those 3 books and several other information that we collected from other scholars, and it's crammed into one book. That's what the Ascension Manual is, right, from the master teacher. So the master teacher had already put this information out, but those books so small, people already just looked over them and said, oh, I'm gonna read the Holy Tablets, or I'm gonna read the Black Book, or I'm gonna read these thick books. And they looked over those little small little pamphlets and shit that he put out, but we took advantage of it, and we putting it out now. You see what I'm saying? So besides a master teacher, and it might be other people before him, because everybody get their information from somebody or from some before them, somebody before them. We all take information from people before us, and that's how. And you study the greats to become great. So we study all the greats. We take all the greats and bring them all into one big pile, right? I'm telling you. Oh yeah, we real deal, baby. Holyfield. So let's roll this clip where this dude now turns sound into light.
So how does this work? Well, I start with a radio, and electromagnetic waves, radio waves, are picked up by the antenna. And the radio converts those electromagnetic waves into an alternating current audio signal. And it uses that signal to push and pull on the speaker in this device. So if I turn it on, I get music. When I plug in the phono jack, it disconnects the internal speaker and sends the AC audio signal to my two alligator clips. The two alligator clips are hooked to the LED. The thing is, the signal from the radio is not enough voltage or current to light the LED. So I add into this circuit a 9-volt battery in parallel with the audio signal. That 9-volt battery sends DC electric current through the resistor and through the LED and makes it light. So now I have a lit LED, and the audio signal is making it get brighter and dimmer as it adds into our DC signal. Now that brighter and dimmer light shines through space onto this solar cell. Now a solar cell converts light into electric current, and brighter light is more electric current, and dimmer light is less electric current. And that bright, dim, greater current, lesser current signal goes into this amplified speaker. And turns it into sound. And the further away I go, the quieter. And the closer, the louder.
So when they said that young elder, man, that stuff is far-fetched. Yeah, we just showing you right here. We just showed you the dude doing it. So the Anunnakis overstood this technology, right? And so this is how they're able to access the time. The sound is being recorded, the light is being recorded, and they really simultaneously. It's all happening simultaneously, really. Right? Because as I talk, if I didn't show you no pictures and then you'll be listening to me talk, and then you'll be imagining what I'm saying, speeding it up into light, then speeding it up into thought. Right? So we wanted to make that clear. We already broke this down, like I said, in chapter 2 or chapter 3 of the Ascension Manual. But now we found these videos so he can show you a physical display of what's going on here. Now, what we're gonna get into next. I just got to watching this video right here, right before I did this tape. This video, I said, damn, Billy Carson already talking about it. He's talking about destiny, how the Anunnakis were affecting our time. Well, I got a couple tapes out on it already, but I want to hear his perspective on it. So when I did this tape, I could cover everything he was saying, plus everything that I was already gonna say. So we can cover all the dots, right? And this dude right here, Neil deGrasse. He's pretty good. He's one of our high-level scientists and scholar as far as extraterrestrial and off-world and science and the different things. So he's one of my guys that I watch and get information from. Like I said, we absorb information from everybody, right? Hey, young elder game. Make it ride by boys in the building. Ride by to everybody in the building. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. But we're about to get into the time. All right, so what we have, we're gonna come back to the videos. Let me just show this. So your eyes is like a lens. That's why they say you got a lens, and you record an electromagnetic frequency, and it's being stored on your recorder, which is your subconscious brain, which is connected to everybody. That subconscious is connected to everybody in the fourth dimension called the mental reservoir, the volume. They say it's time and space, but there's really no such thing as what they call it time and space. Time is only in certain solar systems. It exists on a certain level, different levels in different solar systems or different dimensions, right? So anybody can access your secrets and your dark secrets because your eyes have seen these dark secrets. So whatever's in the, that's why I say whatever in the dark gonna come to the light. Because anybody, any brain that's a master, the guy advanced technology can access this subdimension or this subconscious realm and access your thoughts, because your thoughts are being recorded through your own lens all the time. That's why I say you ain't gonna get away with nothing that you do. Keep in mind what they call, what is a photo? What does the word photo means? Because we're dealing with time, and you're dealing with what's happening here. We're dealing with the word photo, as in, what is photosynthesis? How does photosynthesis play a part in plant life? By converting sunlight into liquid frequency that the plant can eat. We are eating sunlight as sunbeams. We as what's another word that I can think of that explains it to you? As beings, as solar beings, we absorb sunlight, and that's how we eat, and that's how we remember. Remembrance plays a part in time travel. In order to time travel, you got to have memory. And keep in mind, the future is only a calculation of now and the past. The future is not promised. It's not really written, really. It's only a calculation. The future is only a calculation based on now and the past. And so you always notice, if you go back and watch Back to the Future, they went back into the past to alter the future. So then you can see these beings go back into the past to alter the future, these Anunnakis. And how they able to do it? Because you got a thing that they set in place called the Photon belt. The Photon belt. The planet has a Photon belt. That's part of the electromagnetic frequency of the planet. Just like your body has a Photon belt. Just like your sun, your star has a Photon belt. Just like the universe has a universe has an electromagnetic grid. The universe, all the way down to on a microscopic level, to an atom, has an electromagnetic force field. And these beings know about this, so they're using different devices to infiltrate that and to affect you, right? All right, here we go. Let me show you this Photon belt right here. Okay. We're about to get into time travel and the science of that. We just got to break down a couple of key components before we go into that. All right, so this Photon belt, right? This Photon belt, you can imagine it like a roll of film. A roll of film. You know how when a video camera is recording, your sun is recording like a video camera. And as it's creating a film. The film is photographic memory. That's a galactic solar photographic memory of what's taking place, the events that's taking place, the chain of events. And so the Anunnakis know about this. So when they come back, when they observe us and they say, oh, these niggas, they develop a new type of technology, well, they finna be able to get off world, or they finna be able to pass us. Let's jump back in the time. Hold on. Hey, let's jump back in the time, right? Let's jump back in the time to where hold on, let me take some real quick and tell them I'm live. Real quick, man. Hold on, bro. Let me take some people and tell them I'm live. We lit. We hot right now, man. Oh yeah. Let them know we live, we hot. So these beings who have the technology able to come back and roll back that when they see where you at, they say, oh, we gotta stop them. So they able to roll back the photon belt and jump through the photon belt by speeding themselves up. But it's very tricky. You got to be a high level mathematics to travel. You got to be, not every race is to the part where they can travel back in the time. Although it's certain extraterrestrials is here working with the Billionaires Boys Club and Richard Blanchard and them, and they passed over certain technology to them, they're gonna be held accountable too. Those Billionaires Boys Club, we're taking them to court too, right? Because Richard Blanchard went back into the past and altered his future so he could be where he at now. So he's gonna go to court, and Richard Blanchard is an extraterrestrial. He's Ash Star Command. He's Ash Star Command, Richard Blanchard. If I'm saying his name right. The dude that owned Virgin Mobile. Right? He's Ash Star Command. Just like David Icke. Right? But they're able to roll this comet back into our solar system when they come back every 3,600 years, and they see, oh, wait, these niggas going to advance. They roll the photon belt back, find out where do we develop that technology, and they go back and they alter it, poison us, destroy us, create a flood, wipe us out, and restart the civilization. See, in your Bible, it begins when they came in. See, they don't tell you about what happened before the Bible take place. They just tell you about how they came in and saw how these people. That's what happened, really. They saw how these people advanced because of the nomos that taught them, and they said, oh, we got to reset them. So they jumped back and destroyed all the people every time they do this. Even though in the Tower of Babel, when they sent Tammuz down, when Enlil and them, so they can make Tammuz the fall guy, when they had to go to Galactic Court and explain why they interfered again with the planet, and they weren't supposed to do that. They broke galactic law. Right? They weren't supposed to come in and step in and stop us, even after they had stepped in it already and broke galactic law by moving, advancing our genetics by adding their genetics to ours when they did the experiment on Mars during the Atom Project. Enlil, Enki, Mother Ninti, and 2 or 3 other most scientists started doing the Atom Project so they could create slaves to dig the gold off of Earth as part of the contract they made with the Dragonians, who are already here. Enki's them family. Enki's mother's side of his family. Enki's not a 7-foot tall Dragonian. I told people that. Enki was his mother and them side was short, coming down from these Tridacodites, Meldekian beings. One of them group was tall, one group was short, like 4 foot and a half tall, like the Greys. So Enki was in between 6 foot and 7 foot tall. He wasn't 7 foot. He wasn't really 7 foot tall like Enlil. Enlil was full-blooded Anunnaki, which they were using avatars, and they had several different avatars. They could come. They don't gotta come as a 7-foot being. They could come they can make shorter avatars that look like a human, and they can be walking around looking just like you and us. These people are way more advanced than you think. So it's people. You know what? When I tell people stuff about the Anunnakis, they can't imagine it because they got limitations on their brain of what these people can do. Your brain almost can't conceptualize with all of the blocks on it of what the level these people can go to and what they could do. They could come here in as a dog and walk around in a dog. You think it's a damn dog, and the Anunnaki using that dog as an avatar. Some off-world being. It's more, the Anunnaki is not the only beings with this technology. There's other beings in their universe with this technology. And some of them come to Earth, and some of them got skin, and they show you this in the movie called X-Men, where they show you the blue chick with the red hair, where she can change, alter, or shade shift her molecular structure to look like any human that she want or anything. It's extraterrestrials that can do that, and the Anunnakis actually can do that. But how they do it, they can't do it naturally. They can't do it like that girl in the movie. She's actually part of another extraterrestrial species. The Anunnakis do it by creating a hologram in your mind because they understand how the brain works and how you see. So they can create a photographic hologram to project a projection, so where you will see them as one thing, but it'll be another, right? So they'll be 7 foot tall, but they can project themselves as a white short dude or a midget or a gray or whatever, right? In your brain, because they can alter your brain signals and your electromagnetic frequencies as it's going into your eyes. They can be invisible. That this is all working with the photon belt. Now let's look at the word photon. We might have to do 2 parts to this class because it's probably gonna be 4 hours long. How we're gonna go right here, maybe 4 hours long. Let's get into this photons. The word photon is a key point here. The photon, right? Oh, when I type in photon, they pull up. Oh, that's crazy. They pull up the World Health Organization. What that's all about? Who is Photon? I type in who is Photon, they pull up the World Health Organization. What's going on with that? Hey, it's got to be a connection. It's got to be a connection with that. Who is Photon? Hold on just a second, man. We got you, bro. We're gonna take questions and answers in a minute. Questions and it says in short, okay, hold up. The word photon is representation of a person or a scene in the form of a print or photo. It's photo. I'm going to put photon. All right, this is what we write right here. A photon is an element particle that is a quantum of the electromagnetic field. So listen, we're going into quantum. This is where we're going. This is where we headed. We're going into the quantum field and the quantum science. And it's some of our scholars. Let me get a drink of water. Some of our scholars have already put a lot of information out on this, like one of our master teachers, Dr. Field and Dr. Delwood Blair. They some of the main top teachers on talking about quantum entanglement. 15 even been putting some stuff out on it. We're gonna get them back on to go into it a little bit more in depth. But so a photon is part of the quantum the electromagnetic field, including electromagnetic radiation, such as light and radio waves. The radio waves is the sound. We just showed you how sound speed up into light, how you can turn sound, light into sound, right? Yeah, it's a light particle. That's electromagnetic is another word for light. So yeah, you're saying the same thing when you're saying the photon is a particle of light. And then you can even break it down to farther than that, to where it's just a sound, or it's just a vibration, or it's just because the sound is generated by a vibration. So you could just say a photon is a vibration. And different light frequencies is different levels of vibration and bandwidth, right? You can have 12 bands. Or really it's 9 bands, because 12 is not a number. 12 is a combination of 2 numbers, 1 and 2, which really makes 3, right? Which really comes up to 3. Right. So you can say photons is that. Photons is light particles. You can say photon is electromagnetic frequency. You can say it's a wave. You can say it's different ways you can express what photons are. Right? It says right here, a tiny particle or bundle of electromagnetic, which is another word for light, radiation, right? It says a photon is a tiny particle that comprised of waves, electromagnetic radiation, as shown by Maxwell photons. So they get the word, photons are just, not Maxwell photon. Photons are just electric fields traveling through space. Photons have no charge. no rest, mass, and travel at light speeds. Right? So keep in mind these, but keep in mind, ton represents weight. Ton represents weight. Ton can represent a certain amount of weight. How long we been in? We've been in an hour already. Hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you want to show us some love on the donations, we'll be shouting guys out for the donations. We take $1, $5, $10, whatever you got. If you really want to put your brother in the game for real today, send him $100, and you get the books all that with that package. Right? We're gonna keep going. All right, so photons is the key. We're talking about photon belt and photons. So the photon belt is comprised of small electromagnetic particles, which is locked into an orbit around us to lock us into this reality that we're in. And that light, so just think about this. If sound speeds up into light and light speeds up into thought, that's why we told you that the seventh dimension is light. The seventh dimension is thought. It's once you get past 888 terahertz, you speed past light. 186,000 miles per second, you speed past light, right? And then you speed past the ultraviolet colors of the spectrum, or the photon spectrum, on this particular side of the frequency, because we told you a higher. Let's pull up this chart. Let's pull up this diagram, because we got it. This all ties into time travel. Like I say, it might be 2 parts to this class. It might take a break and come back after 2 once we get to 2 hours. It might be 4 hours long for this tape. We got to get all this clear before we go into the time travel with Neil and all that, so people that can get caught to speed. All right. So everybody that's born, every spirit or every energy field or personality has a zero, what they call a zero time reference, or what Neil referred to as a world line, right? If you ever flew an airplane, they have on inside of the plane, they have this particular device on the airplane to keep them flying straight. When they lean to this way, they lean to that, the O go this way or that way. They also call this in carpentry and in different masonry work a level, right? So each and every one of you, based on your electromagnetic field, let's pull that up too while we got this. Hold on, let's see, can we get that pulled up? All right, so we got that, and we want the electromagnetic force field pulled to the side so you can see that. As we proceed to give you what you need, who else is doing it, man? Besides the elders, 24 elders. Shout out brother Mentalect. He one of the 24 elders. We see they picking up the Native American part 2 right now. So everything's right on schedule, man. Everything is happening just like it's supposed to happen. Okay, we don't got the electromagnetic force field in here, but you look like you know what it looked like, the human electromagnetic force field. Oh, I thought I had put it up in here. Oh my God, I thought I put it up in here, but you get the idea. So the electromagnetic, everybody has a 0 point time reference. Right? Now, what they ain't telling you is that the element chart is part of that zero time reference. So when you go when you're going on this side, the side that we on the negative side of the mirror. It's 2 sides to the mirror, the positive side and the negative side. We supposed to be in the center point, but we got pushed out to this side by Enlil. We got pushed out to the negative frames. We're supposed to be on the 0 point. So our planet is tilted. Our planet is tilted to the negative degrees. That's why all of the negative, most of the negative energy is control. A lot of negative energy is controlling the planet because our planet is not flying straight. It's not on the 0 point as it goes and travels through the universe. And keep in mind, we're not at the same place we was 10,000 years ago, because the universe is going in a spiral, right? Your solar system, your sun is traveling on a much larger scale around as it spiral with your galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. Your planets is going around at the same time. So we're not in the same relative distance and location that we were 10,000 years ago. So time travel, you got to be a high level mathematic to travel in time and land in the same spot as the planet is still traveling as part of the time continuance. Right? We'll get into that, man. I know this stuff might be heavy right now, but maybe y'all come back to it later once we get some of the other basic classes out. So this might be heavy duty for some people. I know my elders that's listening, like Billy Carson and all the rest of them, they see where I'm going. They know what I'm saying. All my high power scientists online, right? So we tilt it to the left, which is why they keep the negative frame when you take a photo of you. Photon, photograph, right? When they take a photo of you, they keep the negative frame because the negative frame is conducive with singling it out. You more condensed than the stuff around you. You more condensed than the air and all these things because you're more of a solid object. So the negative frame capture more of the solid objects into the frame. So the solid part is playing a part on the negative side, -1, which I told people that hydrogen is not +1, it's -1. Because as you go, you get heavier as you go to this side. We heavier. We got you slow down in frequency and you get heavier as you go to the left. But if you go to the right, you get more lighter and positive. And it's the same thing we're dealing with the alkaline chart. As you go up the alkaline chart to the more alkaline side, you get more lighter. As you go more to the negative side and added saturated fats and acidic foods, you start to decrease your lifespan and you get fatter and you get heavier. On the element chart, as you go on hydrogen, there's -1, and then you go to, I think it's helium, and then so on and so on, you get heavier and heavier until you get into the heavier metals, like gold and silver. Those are heavier metals, so you're getting heavier. You're not going lighter. Lighter is to be sped up to the gas form. The gas form is generated on the 0 point. When you go on this side, now you got sound, light, and thought. The sound, light, and thought is elements that come from the positive side of the mirror. But they exist on this side as well because these elements on the positive side triggers down and slows down to create the elements on this side of the charts, which is hydrogen 1. So hydrogen is really a sound. Hydrogen is really a light frequency. Hydrogen has a light code to it. Hydrogen is a light code created on this side of the 0 point and then slowed down to this side, and then it becomes a particular sound, or it becomes from thought. So hydrogen is really a thought. It's a thought on this side, and then it slows down to light, then it slows down to sound, then it slows down to hydrogen and becomes the hydrogen atom. Because you can even break the hydrogen atom down to 3 parts. And then you can break this nucleus down to 3 parts, the biop and the zilla. My master teacher put it out already. Right? We cracking the heads and we twisting caps. We taking no prisoners. You ought to be ready for this right now. You ought to be on the level now to handle this. This shit is really old. Right? The master teacher put it out already. Right? So what's happening to us is we experiencing this side and we trying to make it back to this side, the positive side. But it ain't good. The universal law dictates that we got to stay on the 0 point. So we're not technically supposed to go on this side or that side. We're supposed to maintain the middle in order for the fly straight. In order to work the straight and narrow. That's what they refer to it as in the religion. The straight and narrow. In order to follow the straight and narrow, you got to maintain the 0 point. The 0 point, the neutral, the green zone, the green light. The green light is the 0 point. Green light means you flying straight. You got to go. But when you go to the negative, which is supposed to be red on this side, right? You go to the -1. So really hydrogen is -1. Negative frame when they take photos of you. These Anunnakis overstood this. And so they know how to use this to alter the time. Okay, what else we want to show you before we how long we got? I think we've been on since we're gonna do 2 hours and we'll come back with part 2. We're gonna come back with part 2. So bear with us. Okay, let me show you something else. But to get into time travel, but we just got to break all these key components down. All right, here's another diagram of how the photon belt is working. And the it's like a just like a camera reel. You know how you got a camera reel in those old, they don't got it now, but in the old movie theaters, if you old enough, you used to go to the movie theater, they used to load this big roll film up, and then they feed it into a camera, and the camera shine light on that thing and projects that image on the screen. Well, what the Anunnakis had did with this photon belt is logged all these different events that they want to take place. I think Billy Carson was breaking this part down too. So I had to make sure I cover that. So people can get a better idea if they didn't understand what Billy was saying. All right, so this right here like a roll of film, right? So and then so what we seeing right now is sunlight projected through that film onto what we seeing, right? As this belt roll, as this belt go around, and this could be 2,000 years, or it could be maybe 4,000 years of this photo belt, right? This photo belt, it says 2,000 years, right? It says 2,000 years. So the Anunnakis came in and created a film, right? A movie script, and put it in. And what our son is doing is projecting that film onto the planet. And so we really like a projection of this film, a hologramic projection of this film that's being played. And they already put a 2,000-year ban on it. So they already got to know everything that's going to happen in this projection. And this really blocking us. This photon belt is getting ready to be removed. Keep in mind, with a belt, you whoop kids' ass with a belt. We don't need no belt no more. We ain't children. So you can't whoop once your kid get old enough and move out on their own. You can't go away with a belt. Now, back in the day, you still get your behind whooped in the 60s if you grown or not. Your grandpa still whoop your behind. But keep in mind, we're dealing with projections. Now, while we're going to come back to this part, because we got to break down what Billy was talking about so people can get it. Because what Billy said might have went over your head. On that tape that he put out there, we just showed you that we liked just a minute ago. We watched that tape right before I did this video. Because when I typed in time travel and all that video came up with Billy talking about it. And I was like, damn, I got to watch this video. Billy already talked about it. So I can see what he said on it. Let me show you this. We're looking up I want to look up this camera reel. I can show you this. Camera. Check this out. I want to show you this. Old camera reels. I'll show you what they look like, where you can get an idea. Old camera reels. Real. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So yeah, like this. So here, this is what it looked like right here. Okay. So this is what the Anunnakis did. These beings created realities and parallel realities by creating like a movie script, and they put this script. Okay, let me say this picture, then we'll come back to that. First, while I'm right here, let me look up the word projection so you can get an idea on what's happening here. That photon belt getting ready to be removed. They breaking galactic law by putting it there. But we agreed to it. We agreed to this with these people without knowing it. What does projection mean? So we brought this part of a projection on the photon belt. And so I'm going to be able to explain time travel once I break this down to you. Right? Okay. It says a projection is the estimate or forecast of a future situation or trend based on a study of present one. So like I told you, the future is based on the past and what's taking place now, right? Projection means to throw. Pro means you stand for. At least that's what it's supposed to mean, right? So if you know anything about projection, like back in school, they had overhead projectors, just to give you a better idea of what's happening. Okay, overhead. Let's type in overhead projectors so you can see that. Okay, shout out Billy Carson, man, because he made me, when I thought about it, I said, oh, I got to break down that part too, because so people can understand what he's saying, because they probably don't get it or what he's telling them. It's like this shit is way over there, because like I say, Billy one of the elders. Okay, let's do it. Let's show you this. All right, we're gonna save that in there, and then we'll come back to the next. So what we call it a projection. We call it a projection that the Anunnakis wrote out. We call it a projection. Hold up, let me show you. Okay, so you know what a projected screen is. I need to show you one more thing. The old real cameras. Oh, okay, I need to get the old real cameras. Movie cameras, like the movie cameras, the big joints. Okay, so it's like this right here, like a roll of film. Okay. So they trapped us in a time loop on this photon belt to keep us in this movie. The Anunnakis got us trapped in a movie, man. That they already wrote the script for and got it planned out like a movie reel, and we just going through the motions. That's what they're telling us, right? But we can break free from this. We don't have to follow their projections. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, it's the old camera feed right here. Let me get that. And it's right here dealing with the photon belt. Okay, let me show you. Okay, now that I got those pictures. I should have had these pictures up in there. All right, so you see the photon belt right there. Let me pull these pictures up. All right, so the photon belt is the same as this. Let me show you. It's like a recording, a pre-recording. See, they teach you a little bit about this in religion. So this is a film that got pictures on it, or different images that's rolling. And when you roll them every second, every 24 seconds is every 24 frames, because keep in mind, in one frame, there's 24 frames in every roll of film. That's why you got 24 hours of a day on your planet. Okay, all this about to connect. Watch this, right? How many frames in 1 second? Watch this. I'm going to type it in for you. It's going to tell you 24 frames. Dolby Digital. They call it Dolby Digital. Watch this. And they try to convert us over from analog to digital. This is all a part of it. Anunnakis converted us over from analog because analog was developing our brain more faster. And that the synthetic music was to slow us down. Hold up. How many frames in a second? Look what it says. A standard 24 frames per second has become established in film and video technology. The frame is rated, ensured that we perceive video from a sequence of images in a smooth overall picture, which has 24 frames within 24. So you got 24 hours on your planet, and it's not really supposed to be 24 hours. It's only supposed to be 9 hours, because 24 is not even a number. 24 is a combination of two numbers, 2 and 4, which is really 6. So it's supposed to be some beings that was moving off moon time, they was moving off the 6, and then some beings are moving off the 9. The 9 ether beings move off the 9. The 6 ether beings move off the 6. That's why they put 24 hours. But this photon belt is what traps you into the 24-hour paradigm because of the frames that's in this reel. Man, I hope this ain't going over your head. I'm trying to break it down as easy as we can, best as we can, for you to get it. Right? Trying to break it down the best as we can for you to get it. But never have it been made so clear. Then we got a donation, man. Somebody shout out the brother. Let's see. Shout out to brother Mark Cooper, man. I love that brother. Shout out to brother Mark Cooper, man, for the donation. Brother. So we only got one donation so far. Well, we good. Hey, check this. We're about to break it down for you so you can get it now in this day and time, man. we're going to the next level. So we got to break free of what's happening to us. So this reel right here is the same reel right here, which was put there by the Anunnaki as a photon belt. And what you need in an overhead projector, if you understand how it works, let's break that. Let's pull that up so you can see that part. We got them. Hey, we got them. Don't worry about nothing. We're going to clear it. We're cleaning it up for you. We freeing you. The truth will make you free. We're finna free you. Okay? This ain't me. I don't know none of this. I don't know nothing. The ancestors telling all this to you, bro. I don't know nothing. All right? So if you overstand a camera, like how these cameras work, they feed that film into the camera, and it's a light bulb inside of this camera, which shines light through the film, and it projects an image onto a screen. We are on that screen. We are part of the screen right now. A screenplay that was wrote by the Anunnakis for the last 2,100 years. To last 2,100 years. Really, they wanted to last 26,000. They put another sequence where every time they come back, they'll last 26,556 years. Right? Right? So we need that as well. Hold on, somebody. Hey, I'm telling you, man, we hoping that y'all get this, man. Hold on, just a second. I mean, I'm texting my cousin back because he said he needed me to do something for him. Yo, tell me I'm gonna be over there in like about an hour, man. Okay, all right. I just text him. So we gotta get this out. We gotta get this out, right? So what's happening is, hey, Rob Bye, if you come into the building, peace and love to everybody. And to everybody family on, man, that's listening. Everybody family, peace and love to your family, bro. It's about to be a new year for us. New information about to roll out. We're in the Aquarian age. So all this got to be made clear. All right, so that this film that we showed you, right, like this right here, this film feeds into this device and light, it shines out and projects the image onto a screen. That screen is the reality that we in right now. They locked us in. They locked us in this three-dimensional world by locking us in 3D reality and locking us in this photon belt. The photon belt is what's creating our three-dimensional reality. If you had a certain type of glasses on, you can see past the what they telling us to see and think. And so what they did is ran ahead of us and created this film where they playing all the scenarios out and lock it into the belt, so that when the sun shine onto the planet, it takes 8 minutes for this information to reach Earth. That's why you have time lapse. That's why we talked about the Rod Hayes time lapse, where because what's happening is the sun is shining through this film. Somebody else calling me. Hold on, this Rod. Hold on, this Rod. Let's see what he want. Hey, what up, Rod? I'm on live right now. I'm gonna call you. All right. What do? All right, that was Rod, man. I'm gonna hit him up in just a minute when I cut to the break. Yeah. So this is feeding through this photon belt. The light is shining, right? So what they did is when I already rewrote and wrote the whole storyline and then locked it into this film. So when the sun shine, as the photon belt is coming and going around on a timer. This is a timer, like you got a timing belt. Like you got a timing belt on your car to keep your car running on time. So they got us on this time belt called a photon belt. And as the sun projects the light through this film, it creates the reality on Earth as a movie script. And so, but we can break free from this. What's happening, we can alter this. We can alter this film because it's also, this script can be rewrote based on us once we gain control of our destiny. See, they already telling us that they control our destiny because they've created this film and want us to live and follow this film that's being projected to us. We don't have to follow their script. This is against galactic law, what they're doing here with this photon belt. We ain't children no more. This got to be removed. We ain't finna get beat with no belt no more. You don't beat no grown people with belts no more. You beat children with belts. Right? Man, we hope this ain't going over your head. Yeah, hey, Skype 8. Right? I might need to send Rod the link to this joint. Me and Rod might do one today, man. I'm gonna call him back in a minute and see what he got going. All right, so me and Rod might do one today. We cracking heads and twisted caps. So now when we talk about time travel, understand that these Anunnakis, how they able to keep us in this time warp, is because they can go back in and look at this film, because it's also recording at the same time, because what they put don't all of a sudden go how they put it. They got a prediction on how they want it to go, and they put it in this projection. But we can alter that projection, is what they're not telling us. We can alter the film that they already, the projection that they already calculated. And they pretty intelligent on mathematics and predicting the next events. So that's what they doing. They predict the next events based on what happened. Say, okay, they did this, they did that, based on the past. All right, this is what's gonna happen in the future. And if they're gonna do that, we're gonna set up another frame to where we're gonna prevent them and alter their realities. We're gonna alter reality of these people, right? Simultaneously. So I just want you to get that part about the photon belt. Let's pull up this part right here too. What the photon belt is a film that's recording 24 frames per second. They told you that. All right, there's another picture of it. Give you a full all right, so this is just think about a camera. Oh, these old real cameras. They even took, these people that created this took the idea from this universal thing, from the Anunnakis. The Anunnakis been had these devices, these cameras. They got more advanced cameras on satellites. They can zoom in and X-ray vision the whole planet. It can X-ray the whole planet and tell you what minerals underground and all that, based on the technology they got. So these satellites they got, right? Which one of them, the satellite that was orbiting our planet, is been deactivated. So that's because they now in range to assess the matter. They're here in range, and it's up for judgment. But we had to figure out on our own what was happening to us. They never expect for us to figure out what Enlil was doing, and several other species who were here to take advantage of us. They never expected for us to figure out what was happening. You know what I'm saying? But now we figured it out. We call it the real. They call it the real, right? You can spell that R-E-E-L, R-E-A-L. They call it reality TV. Yeah, we call it reality TV, provided to us by the Photon belt, and it was put there by the Anunnakis to keep us in some kind of movie script. What they don't want you to know is that we can alter our time. We can alter the Photon belt. We can alter that by what we do now, which they supposedly already calculated what we was gonna do, and they put it already in the Photon belt because they claim this is how advanced they were. They already calculated what we're gonna do now, right? They calculated that we was probably gonna go out to Enlil. I'm telling you, all of it is already put in that script, I think. So as we proceed, the people who know about this and know how to control this, they can go back and alter film. And when you alter a specific part of the film, it changes the whole film. Like Tahuti taught me, when you alter one part of the equation, it changes the whole equation. Alter one part of the chain reaction, and it changes the whole reaction. It's a cause and effect for everything. There's a cause and effect for everything. I think we are almost at the mark, man. But let me continue. So we're going to bring we're gonna run a clip real quick while we up in here, man, of the brother. One of our scholars on space-time continuance. Let's see, do we want to run that one first, or do we want to run watch the black satellite? Oh yeah, this one right here, fire. Billy talk about the same thing we talking about the Anunnakis having satellites. And like I said, keep in mind, they're not just doing this to us on Earth, they doing this to several other planets. They got satellites monitoring all kind of other planets where they running experiments on people, where they making these people think that they gods and they gods of the universe and they all power. Ain't nobody got no, they got us under control and all of this, right? So they just superhumans who just much larger structures than us, who much larger body structures than us, who much larger brain, but our brain can act. We got total connect. What they want to tell us is we got total access to time travel through our dream state. In our dream state, we can time travel and we can see some of this real. When you astral project, keep in mind they go to the word projection again, and that projection is dealing with that photon belt. When you astral project, you project into that photon belt and you can see some of the film before it happens. Or sometime when solar flares happen, you have deja vus or time lapses where you experience time that already happened because of the photon belt. It's a skip in the DVD or something. It's like having a scratch on your DVD where it starts to skip and the time overlays. It overlays and causes a glitch. That's because of the photon belt. We cause that glitch because of that film rolling. Hey, peace and love. Like I said, I don't know nothing, man. The ancestors just speak through me. So I'm going to go roll this tape back and listen to it again too, to learn just like you. You know, I'm just I'm just a vessel. I'm just a speaker. I'm a speaker. I come down from thought. I'm a thought out of my mother and my daddy's brain. I'm a thought. I'm a thought slow down into light, slow down into sound. And you hear my voice right now as you paint the picture from your pineal gland where where electromagnetic frequency can slow down into liquid. Because we could go even farther than that we could say that thought slows down into light slows down into sound, and then sound can be slowed down into liquid. Or sound can be slowed down into a gas, and that gas can be slowed down and cooled off and become more solid as it goes to the negative side of the graph and become more of a solid. As you go up the element chart, you're really getting heavier in elements, like I say. So we're on the negative side. Being heavier is more negative, and being lighter is going more positive. That's why they say light and bright. We're looking for more light. Hey, hit me with them questions, man, before we get up out of here on this part 1. We're going to come back on part 2. Hit me with them questions. You got any questions? It says they think they live and some of us think they live. They say they don't, we do, and that's why they do. I kind of get what he's saying a little bit. It says hey, shout out to Sister Karima. Shout out, I will maintain. You know what I'm saying? We're going to maintain this game. And I won't retire, baby. We're going to be teaching till we 100 years old. 120, baby, to be exact. 120. We're going to be teaching for 120. It says Black Knights. Black Knights rise. Black Knight rise. We're gonna show part. We're gonna go into Neil on the part. We're gonna talk about Neil breaking down some of the information on part 2, and we it's the most high rate that we might do part 2 today for sure. Let me see if anybody sent a donation so I can shout them out. Oh yeah, never have it been made so clear. Like when Quick hit her in the face. She said, "Oh yeah, man, you hit it, man. You hit somebody with all you got, with all your might. you taking baseball, cock them and try to knock them to Tuesday, and you hit them, and then they say, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about." Oh man, you better take out running after that. Man, if I lay one of my good overhand rights on you, I need to go behind you and see what's still holding this guy up, man. What's still holding this guy up? Something holding this. The universe still holding this guy up. You hit a guy with your best shot, and the guy say, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about." Oh man, that's a demon right there. You got to get the hell up out of there. You better get to running, bro. Take off after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. It says, yeah, man, get with me. Get them books, man. $45 donation to the Young Elders Cash App or PayPal. Leave your emails in the link. We'll send you all 8 books in PDF form. Say, how do you, what a positive frequency or negative? Well, positive and negative, like I said, depends on your 0 point. Everyone has their 0 point. Like carnivores have different 0 points from other species, herbivores. They 0 point, like eating a herbivore and tracking down an animal ain't negative to them. But for the animal that they're tracking down is negative to them. So it depends on what 0 point or perspective that you're looking from, depends on negatives and positives. And really, we're supposed to be, the universal law dictates that we generate balance, meaning a 0 point, the even side between both sides of the mirror. So positive and negative depends on your 0 point, your perspective. You might be doing something to somebody that might seem good to you, but it might be negative to them. Like what's happening to us now, the people that's doing it to us, they consider that as being positive for them because they stay alive. The parasites stay alive as long as they got a host. But to us, it's negative because they feeding off us, off our energy. People from around the world come over here and feed off of us. They live off of us. They very survival depends on our downfall. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out Priscilla for the donation. Appreciate you, sister. Shout out Priscilla, man. We live, we lit in the building. So I hope y'all got this first part. So now when I go into the second part, and the brother Neil began to break down what his point of view, right, on what's happening, you will be again to see what's going on with the photon belt. Though keep in mind, it's all connected with the photon belt, right? Hold on, let me look at this. I'm looking at the questions. So I hope that answers your question, brother, with the negative and positive. Yeah, daydreaming. You can project. Why did they call it astro project? See, you astro and projection, I mean, it's dealing with the photon belt. It's dealing with you being able to go and see your future. You can go and look at this film before it come out. You can look at this film before it happened. You can look at time of the things that's supposed to happen in the photon belt that they predicted. You can look at these scenarios before they happen, and you can alter those scenarios by what you do now. Like you might see that if you don't do right, you might die from a disease or something. But if you can alter that time warp right now. You can change your future right now by what you do right now. You can even alter your past by what you do right now. They don't. The Anunnakis don't want you to know that. They want you to think that God, they the gods, the Elohim, these group of beings, these group of 50, they were coming down in these sham-shaped crabs from Mothership Nibiru. They were coming down here, and they were supposed to be the gods, and they supposed to be and created your reality. But what they don't want to tell you is you can alter that reality. You control that reality, right? You control that. You control what is projected onto your movie screen. So you can right now, what you do right now, you can in your future, you can be rich. You can be a millionaire. You can be a billionaire. and the currency might change. The type of currency might change, but you can be wealthy in the future based on what you do now. And keep in mind, ideas is how you win. Ideas is how you generate new wealth and new stuff for your future. Right. So I want to just make these connections before just in case my brother Billy might hit his tape and he might use some of the stuff that I said in connection with some of the stuff he said in his research. And he probably already said what I'm saying now on the Photon bill. I just ain't heard the tape yet. He probably already put it out because I ain't on his website and stuff. He got a lot of stuff up on there. But like if he hear my tape and hear my perspective on it, he may can add it to when he do his conference on controlling your destiny, and him and the brother Be Serious. I think also the brother Black Magic is involved with it. I think also the brother Black Magic is involved with it, right? And so it's gonna be a big event. And I think you like Black Magic said, don't listen to don't buy tickets from scammers. They ain't doing Cash App on it. They ain't doing you gotta either get it from I think either from Billy Carson, or you gotta either get it from, and I hope they have like a way of filming it live so like people can watch like a pay-per-view type thing, so people can watch it live, right? So it's gonna be a big event. They're doing a lot of commercials on it with Be Serious, Dr. Be Serious, and the brother Billy Carson, and like it's the brother Black Magic, and it might be a couple more of the brothers involved. So they got the tickets. They might have to get them from like a website that they got set up. Maybe we'll post that in the link when we figure that out, right? So you can get the tickets to the event. But we hoping they listen to this tape before they do it, so they can add this perspective into what's happening to us as far as what's the Anunnaki doctrine, right? Shout out to brother Black Space, sister, whoever it might be, for the super chat. Shout out to brother Wayne. We're gonna get with you in just a minute, brother Wayne, on what's about to take on the book deal. So if anybody else want to get those books, man, like I say, we take a $45 donation for all 8 books of the Young Elder. And I actually already broke this down in the Ascension manual, which I put out 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was maybe longer than that because I wrote the Ascension manual. I lived over there 2 years. I've been over here about 3 or 4 years ago when I put it out. So I already broke all this down about the Photon bill and all that, you know what I'm saying? About how it's a film that's recording us and it's projecting us on to, oh yeah, let me show you this part too while I'm in here. So I can give you more on how we projection, how we are a projection of this Photon bill, which is a series of things. And Dr. and I call him a doctor, right? Like Dr. Billy Carson said that they wrote all this in the tablets of how they was going to pre-write history. But like I didn't hear him go into how that particular part is like the Photon belt, like a film. So that's why I came on to cover that part too, because I didn't hear he said it, but like he said a basic part of it, but he didn't go into the details on it. But I'm pretty sure that Billy already know it. He just trying to cram a lot of stuff into 1 hour real fast. Let me show you this. I want to show you that projector. So keep in mind what a camera is, and a camera is just a more advanced method of this reel. Like this reel right here, right? So this basically what you in. You trapped on this reel, this circle right here. This, some people say it's flat, right? The world's flat. You trapped on this reel, and it's rolling right there. We rolling the film back. The Anunnakis come match instant replay, right? Keep in mind the connection with football. The Anunnakis come back and match instant replay, and they look at the plays and they say, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna alter that play. We're gonna alter the playbook." You know what I'm saying? Alter these niggas' plays. That's a flag on the play. That's pass interference. So the ball would be placed at the spot of the foul. Before they fouled us, we was in type 2 civilization, and it's an automatic first down. And we 10 yards out from the end zone. We in the red zone right now. And we're about to sidestep some niggas and go right into the end zone. We're about to sidestep in live and go right into the end zone. Right? I wanted to show you that projector, man. I thought I had them pictures of that projector in here. Hey, hold what you got. I'm almost done, baby. Give me about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna be ready. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, though. It says, it's like, okay, overhead projectors. All right, so you see how the light, you put something on this screen, right? Like a film or a piece of paper or something. You used to see these in school, right? Yeah, that's probably, this is well, you got the holy. Hey, no, I got the holy tablets. Hey, the holy tablets is in the link for free. It's in the links for free, man. So you after this tape go off, I'm gonna post it in the links for free. So you can read the holy tablets online for free. Right? It's in all of my other tapes. If you go look at the descriptions in all of my other tapes, you can click on the holy tablet link for free. So you can read that for free, right? All right, so you know how overhead projector work in school. So imagine the light that's shining through is your sun. This projector is the device that's used, that the photon belt is used to activate. So as they roll this, as they lay a sheet of paper or a particular scene on this projector, it shines up through a mirror and then it reflects onto a screen. We are what's on this screen right here. Our reality is this screen, which is really 3 dimensions. But they trying to put us down to 2 dimensions by projecting us. So we really, what's taking place here on the planet is like this, what's taking place on this screen. And so they rolling this photon belt on a pre-wrote storyline that they calculated based on what was happening now, and by them altering and telling and wanting to predict what they wanted to happen, and they telling us what's gonna go down based off of this screen. So we can beat that though. We can beat this. We can beat this. The photon belt is getting ready to be removed. The photon belt is getting ready to be removed, man. The photon belt is holding us back. It's slowing us down. It's keeping us from realizing that we can time travel farther. You travel on memory. We about to go into that. We can go into that on part 2. We're going to the more of the time travel, how you can time travel and alter your destiny. You can create your own future by what you do now. You can alter your past by what you do now. So in the past, you could have had a disease, but now, if you change that now, your future, in the future, you don't have a disease anymore. Right? So what they want to tell you is that, and then you can see what you can actually see their projection in the 4th dimension. They say that you have dreams and visions. These dreams and visions is coming off what's projected from that photon belt. So you can see into 3 or 4 months ahead, or 3 or 4 years ahead by looking into this photon belt, and you can alter that by changing. If it says you're going to go to jail 2 years from now on that photon belt, you can alter that and say, no, I'm not going to jail. I'm going to change that. I'm going to alter what states that gets me in the jail. And Neil actually breaks it down way better. Matter of fact, let me roll that tape, at least that part before we get off, because we're trying to make that 2-hour mark. We're doing 2-hour long tapes. Some of our places we're going to do 2-hour long. Let's roll that tape of Neil talking about that space continuance. Here we go. Let's roll it. Peace, love, vibrations, harmony. That's right. We really trying to get y'all up to speed, man, on this, man, so we can, like I say, I like my brother. I shout out my brother Billy, because Billy doing a good job at expanding your consciousness by letting you in on what was going on, and we commend the brother for he actually studied the tablets, and he actually studied the original tablets, the Inmo Nu Elish and the Samaritan tablets. He studied the original tablets, and then he got boots on the ground. And like I say, my master teacher, thanks to my master teacher, I didn't even have to go through what Billy went through. Billy has got more experience. I had to go through what Billy went through because my master teacher wrote the holy tablets, and he pretty much translated all the shitfuls and added his imagination on it to take us to another level. So now I already read the Holy Tablets and absorbed it, and then my memory, some of my memory coming back to other things that were happening, so I'm able to assimilate it in my own way as well. You know what I'm saying? On what's taking place. So I ain't had to read the Emo Nui Leash, although I got the book, I got the a translation of it besides the Holy Tablets, and I got Zachariah Stitchen's books, all it, right? The whole series of Zachariah, and I've got other books that's gonna come on the Anunnaki that other people wrote. But yeah, let me let Neil go in, because this one, hey, check out this guy Neil, man, because this is one of your guys. He's practical. I like this guy's personality because he's practical, but he don't have a closed mind. His mind is like, he don't have a closed mind. He's practical and he don't have a closed mind. That's a good combination, right? So that way he stayed grounded at the same time. He can go outside of the box. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I like this guy. So we're gonna put this guy out, right? Neil.
This is Star Talk, and I can't do that without Chuck Nice. Chuck,
Hey Neil,
with me on this. Yeah.
So much fun. These are so much fun.
And I got a segment here. It's on the space-time continuum.
All right, I'm cool with that.
You've heard that.
Are you kidding me? It's only the premise of every freaking sci-fi thing ever.
Yes. I just want to ground it.
Travel.
I just want to ground it in a few ways that I don't think people spend time doing. So let's think this.
Are you going to ruin space time the way
No,
you did with Pluto? Is that what's going to happen right now?
Nothing I can do can help Pluto, just so you know. It's out of my hands. So here we go. 1905. You should know immediately, one thing should know in your head, 1905. Einstein comes out with this special theory of relativity.
Right.
Okay. In fact, it's
World on fire.
It's not what he called it. It was the paper that delivered it to us is called On the Electrodynamics of Moving Bodies. And no one wanted to recite that, so just call it special relativity. But that's what it is, because it's all about the relativity of motion and time. Okay. So what it did was codify the fact that spatial dimensions need the three spatial dimensions, height, width, and depth, need a fourth dimension to localize it in any spatial system you're talking about. And since you needed time, then it's a space-time system. So it sounds like it's weird. Like, what are you doing, Einstein? Leave me alone with my height, width, and depth. But it turns out we have always thought about life in four dimensions. Always. And here's an example of why. If I say to you, Chuck, I'll meet you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
I'll say, great. What are we doing? I'm so excited to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I love when you said.
Look, see, what he breaking down is what we told you about the trial ladder. Mark Brady told us about it first. That's what I heard Mark Brady talk about it. The trial ladder constitution on the Book of Life, and that's what he breaking down. He breaking down how it worked, right? How it's a parallel universes, and how three things are recorded simultaneously onto the photon bill. Watch what he say.
Surprise me like this.
Well, okay, I can do that, but I'll say, all right, that's fine. I'll meet you at the corner of 5th Avenue and 34th Street.
Okay.
What's your next question to me?
And when? Because I don't want to stay there all day waiting for you.
So you knew that giving you those coordinates, right? Earth's surface, 33rd Street, 5th Avenue, 34th Street. You knew that's insufficient for us to actually meet.
Absolutely.
You're going to say, when? Bada bing. The time coordinate just got slapped on there.
Did you just bada bing space time?
Is that allowed? I did bada bing space time. All right.
Awesome.
Is that forgivable to you? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you can reverse that, right? I can say, Chuck, I'll meet you at 12 noon tomorrow.
Okay.
And your next question to me is?
When or where?
I just said when.
Okay, where?
Where, exactly. So we cannot meet unless the spatial coordinate is specified and the temporal coordinate is specified. Oh, and by the way, because we're all kind of stuck on Earth's surface, if you want to do the full up three-dimensional meet in space, I would say I'll meet you at 5th Avenue, 34th Street, 107 floors up. Okay. Or 86 floors up. That would be the Empire State Building, because that's the coordinate of the Empire State Building. So I give one dimension, the other dimension, and then a height dimension. Those are all three dimensions. Often you don't give the height dimension because you're just meeting on the street.
Right,
It's just implicit. Yes, we're going to meet on Earth's surface this time.
right, right.
That one is an easy one to just accept as a given. But technically, if you wanted all three, if you wanted to do it full up, you give three dimensions: Earth's surface, 34th Street, 5th Avenue, and at a time. So we already knew this, but no one thought about it that way.
That's right. That's right. Black space. Everything you saying right. The universe is all mental because of how we see things. All right. So you right on point. You're right on point, Black space.
Now, here are the consequences of that. If you're crossing the street and then a minute later a truck drives down the street, you were in the same place as that truck.
Right.
When you were in the middle of the street.
At the right time, though. I was in that same place.
I mean,
Hold on, y'all. He breaking it down right now.
the right time, meaning that's not where the truck is at that time. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't want to say you were in the same place at the wrong time. You were in the same place at the right time.
Right.
Okay. So we are always in the same place as each other, but it doesn't mean anything until you're there at the same time. So I just wanted.
And why is that? It's because of the zero time reference. The zero, everybody has their own zero time reference, and we get 2 hours now. We're gonna cut. We're gonna come back on part 2 in about once I run and do all this stuff with my wife and come back, we'll do part 2, and we'll start right here at 4 minutes and 58 seconds where we left off at, breaking it down. Now you find to go and YouTube the guy's name and you can watch the video, go ahead, but we're gonna be breaking it down, like I said, on the next tape. So everybody just bear with us, man. We're gonna bring it on in for you. We're gonna get all of it out. So we better get up out of here because I gotta run up here for my wife real quick, man. So we'll be right back. Peace, love, divine love throughout the violence universe. Ashud, Islam, Hotep, Salam Alaikum, Assalamu Alaikum, right? Peace, love. We send love throughout the violence universe to